Dear Mom and Pop, as I place lead to paper, I am reminded of the last time I attempted to write you a letter. Mom was about to give birth to Ruthie, and Robbie and I had been sent to Atlanta to stay with Nanny and Papa. Actually, it was a drawing, a picture of the house. You and Mom were out front. On the other side was Papa's house. Robbie and I were out front, and I had tears in my eyes. You thought I was homesick, but it was more than that. Walking down the street holding Papa's hand was the first time anyone ever looked at me as if I was less than human. I was only 3, but I never forgot the image of that man's face, staring down at me with a contemptuous authority. His expression was something my 3-year-old vocabulary couldn't articulate, but as I sit in my cell, the memory of those eyes shines brighter. Every day I am treated less than human. I'm isolated on a 23-hour lockdown. They fear I'll infect the other inmates. It's a sadistic modus operandi aimed to strip me of the dignity of my former self. Jails weren't erected to rehabilitate criminals. They were constructed to hold us hostage and break our spirit. It's the new Middle Passage, the belly of this red, white, and blue beast. We've never been emancipated from it. We just go through different levels like purgatory. And every day, I ingest the venom of the system. I shower in bitter waters. It seeps into my bloodstream and taints my organs. Sometimes I fear their poison will consume all of me, leaving a shell of Herbert Archibald Jr. Both of you taught me that we live for a cause, die for a cause, and fight to turn the tide towards the course of victory. Machiavelli said, "A man who strives after goodness in all his acts is sure to come to ruin." I accepted the call of a wartime leader. I took up the cause because I love my people. There was no time for preparation. This war was bequeathed to me from the generations that came before and the elders whose stamina had faded. I thought I had the authority to straddle between the honorable and depraved, as so many generals have, without falling into the gorge of annihilation. But no leaders walk away from the battlefield with clean hands. They all slide into oblivion, entangled by the deeds they commit to achieve victory. Each time we visited Nanny and Papa, I thought I heard the cries of ancestors whose spirits rested in plantation soil and swung off the limbs of trees. It was the blinders I used to shield my sight as I became who I had to become to help our people attain economic power and civil liberty. I kept my eyes on the prize. Now I wonder if my focus deafened my ears, for I heard them, but I didn't listen. Every day I wonder what I would have heard if I had paused to listen. What would the ancestors who recently left us say? What would Martin have said to me? What would Brother Malcolm have said? What would Chairman Fred say? What wisdom could they share? Is it just me who ignored them? Are there any on the outside listening? Revolution turns a man's soul inside out. And in this country, it's a plank walk, guaranteeing loneliness, anguish, insanity, or death. Freedom for Black people is a war of attrition. Bloodshed is the price we pay, reaping little dividends in the constitutional inheritance that's overdue. And my nightly lament includes tears for fallen comrades that crossed over on my watch. I see their faces as I stare at the cracks in the ceiling, trying to fall asleep. I contemplate new strategies that don't include torching our neighborhoods, shaking down dealers, or guerrilla warfare. I pray the answers become clearer as the years of my sentence fall away. In all my recent revelations, I see that Robbie was right. I shamed our family. I apologize for my failings. I've also written Mr. Schwartz a letter to atone for what happened during the uprising. His store was a senseless casualty, one of many that turned Springfield Avenue into a hallowed war zone. And you all paid the price for my decisions, a debt I can't repay. Please tell my twin and baby sister I love and miss them. I love and miss you more than you can fathom. I entered this place a man-child. Already it has purged me of my naivete. This place will add a key ingredient to the man that I'll become. But for better or for worse, there are some things that will never change. I am Herbert Archibald Jr. I am a revolutionary. I love my people and will live and die for their freedom.